Let's talk about spiritual and physical symptoms. I got it right this time. What are they? Are you experiencing something different? Do you feel like your body's shifting, something's changing, you're seeing certain things, or your body feels weird, or electrical charges, or all kinds of things going on about your diet, and all? Let's talk about all of it. I want to hit this because it comes up a lot. I'm getting a lot of feedback from you. I want to share some things with you that are going to open up a few more doorways to what this is and what you can pay attention to that could be pretty cool. You can actually use these practices to do some amazing things. So are you ready? Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fear and live an amazing life. I should do a bloopers tape because sometimes I just sit and laugh at myself. Went for a run in 100% humidity. I wouldn't change it for the world. I want to talk to you about Ascension Symptoms. That was another blooper I had to edit out. Hey, listen, it happens. All right, so what are they? Symptoms of what? Okay, we're going to expand. Now, those of you who are taking my Shift into the New Earth course, it's a master class. Some are going in live, some are going to do the recording. Everybody gets a recording for a year, unlimited. We're actually going to talk about these things. So this is going to be very different to my manifesting courses, Shifting into Miracles, all that stuff. We're sort of taking all this and saying, so how does all this apply to this new earth that we're shifting into it? What is it? Now, somebody made a comment. I couldn't post it because they got really nasty. I mean, it was sort of like abusive. But part of it was, all of these things that we go through, that's why we came here. It's like, so quit hitting, sticking your head in the sand and going into 5D and whatever. And so what I want to share with you is, yeah, we came here to experience that, but not to stay in it. We came here to shift out of it. We came here to learn, and when you learn, you're not sticking your head in the sand or saying everything's okay. You're helping to contribute to the okay by going into that space where you see things purposeful and beautiful. And yes, it is painful. Yes, there are challenges. But by focusing on it and saying the world is a horrible place, this is what we came here for, actually creates that. That's quantum physics. That's just not me saying, oh, let's go over here and pretend it's not happening. No, I've never told you to pretend it's not happening. In fact, I encourage you to take action to assist those who want to make that change. Go through their learning process, and you can be the catalyst, that super cool energy that helps to raise them into another frequency. So what is that? What happens when we go into that higher frequency? The frequency, I call it, there's a frequency of miracles that I teach. I have a course coming out, you're gonna love it. What is that? That's when we go into a space where words aren't even necessary. It's what I call the knowing. People say, what's the knowing? Some of you know what that is. You just know that you don't have to ask any questions, that everything's just love. Anything beyond that is human constructs, the mind chatter, the ego. You saw Hacker T in a video recently. A lot of people think he's real. He's pretty cute. He's a little dog. It's that separate voice that tells you things and has to have answers, and this is this way. That's all the lower density ego having to name things, limit things, judge things, know what the future is. What was the prediction, Landria? You never said it. Well, you better watch the video again. I did say it. That everybody who's ever predicted anything has, this is Nostradamus, Edgar Cayce, has told us that we're creating it. We're the ones making it happen. So the future is right at this moment, and it's whatever you think. So if you think the world's a horrible place, you're going to experience the repercussions from that. You will create that. That will be your future. It doesn't have to be mine or yours. You ready for this? So what's going to happen? Because we are in dense bodies, and we're still playing these roles out, so yes, we don't go off into la-la land. We physically stay in our roles if we choose to stay here, and we'll be here. We'll still be on a planet physically. The whole point is to empower ourselves into that space where awakening and enlightenment allows you to really create anything beautiful. and it affects everybody else, so therefore everybody else's frequency is raising. What's happening is the planet has its own frequency. And somebody posted this amazing information. I need to, whoever posted that, can you post that again for me? I can find it, but it gave the actual figures of the frequency of the planet and our physical frequencies too. And it was just off the charts. Why? We're not only affecting that, but it's happening on its own too, because the earth has its own energy field. So do you. So you don't have to ascend. You can be that person who's going to get on their soapbox and tell everybody that the world is a crappy place. Or you can say, I'm controlling this world. I'm controlling my own reality. And as a collective, we control and predict our own future. So I can contribute to a positive, amazing future, heaven on earth, and it starts with us. As that transition happens, what are you going to experience? You're going to still see things. With change comes some uncomfortableness, right? You're going to see it happening. So it's not just like, bing, I wake up in a new earth, and maybe that's going to happen for some of you. I don't have those answers. I'm going to tell you what. It's a progression. Why? Because we still have to learn. Even in an awakened state, you're still learning. You're still evolving. There's still some karma is just learning. And it happens immediately. It's not like, oh my God, this is going to go with me forever. You know, I killed somebody about in the 18th century, you know. I'm going to burn, 200 years from now. It's not. No, right now you can remove any negative karma, and your karma is just what I'm creating now. So in a dense body, what happens is you're going to experience these mystical, amazing high-frequency things that are not always a match with the body that is still functioning in density. You know, it's slow with certain things, it's susceptible to certain things, it's vulnerable to certain things until we raise that frequency consistently, and then we become impervious to all of these things. In other words, you raise your own immune system. That's where we start to go into miracle frequencies where, you're not really attached to your body. You're such a powerful spirit that you cannot even get ill. Nostradamus was working with hundreds of people during the plague. His entire family died. He never got ill. How's that possible? Well, we all get to choose. So you're always choosing. I want you to remember. Now you'll experience as a human being all of the things that go on here. It's what you think about it, how you react to it, what you believe, that's going to determine what happens with you, your future, and what you're shifting into, what reality you're shifting into. So if you start to go to a higher frequency, your diet will most likely change. And some of you may still continue to eat meat. That I'm not saying that you are a lower frequency if you eat meat. I am not here to judge any of that. But I do know that most people are, and I believe this is in the Bible. Somebody just gave me something from the Bible that that was not a good thing to do, and because it's heavy. And unfortunately, ours is related to some very bad ways of bringing that to the table to us. It's not only very painful and fearful for the animals, which physically puts adrenaline into their bodies and things that we're eating, but that fear is an energy field. But on top of that, they put drugs and things into these animals and preservatives and hormones and all these things. So all this stuff counts. So if you give up those things, obviously you're going to have a cleaner body, cleaner, lighter body. And that's why going vegan or vegetarian is not only great for you, but it will absolutely transform the planet. It's like shutting all the cars down and you can see Los Angeles now. The same thing will happen because that actually pollutes the planet. I think it's like 2/3 of the carbon print or what. I don't quote me on that because I really am not up on this. Is from the animal production industry, animal food industry. So I'm not here to harp on that, but I want you to know that's going to be a big part of what you're going to experience, and that is, am I eating things that are really, toxic to my body? Because everything is an energy field, and everything you do is a symptom of your beliefs, actions, thoughts, what you're shifting into, what you're creating. all of it. So that affects your body. Everything's a message. Every symptom is a result, cause and effect from something that happened. What is it? Stuff doesn't just show up. Oh, I just have arthritis. I know people that have completely gotten rid of arthritis like it's never been there. And they shifted their diets and went into meditation and did other things that completely, because that's, that's swelling, right? In the joints. Well, there's a way to alleviate that, and there's some diets that absolutely work. We have to shift into a completely different way of how we handle our food, our environment, our thoughts, each other, and everything is going to be a reflection into the material world, and your body is one of those items. So we see what's happening. All the animals are taking over. Wow, how did that happen? It's not because we're not out and around. They can breathe now, and they can actually function, and our relationship with them has changed. Everything is shifting in ways that are huge, that seems like I didn't realize this was going to happen. Well, same thing with your body. It's like huge changes can happen by you just shifting a few things, and I call this the butterfly effect because I don't think people realize how big these small changes you make are. Please never use a plastic cup again, ever, ever. Get yourself a ceramic one. I showed you one. Did I show you one the other day? I have a ceramic one. Carry it with you. Never, even paper. I actually have a couple paper cups, real sturdy ones. I actually rinse them out after I use them, so that if I'm out and about and I want paper, I refill them. I wash them. They're holding up just fine. And so I'll use my ceramic one. I want you to start making the small changes. That's with your body, and you will notice the symptoms that you have are just really the dissolving of the old world that you got. It's like an addict, right? So if your body is addicted to certain things, you're sometimes going to have, like, let's say you have headaches if you don't have coffee, right? You have some headaches, and so you're just going to, that's what all you're experiencing. So don't always say it's bad, and a lot of you have illnesses and you think it's Ascension Symptoms, and I'll tell you right now, the majority of what I'm hearing, I don't believe is. Because I believe that the symptoms you have are your blatant message from the universe that some things have to change. All right, so a lot of people are talking about some things that just don't even make sense. It sounds like they're just sick. So don't kid yourself. Take a look and say, what am I doing that could possibly cause this? What thoughts am I having? What beliefs do I have? What habits can I change? Am I exercising? Am I, doing positive things? Do I have negative thoughts? What am I eating? So I'm going to tell you right now. So the Ascension Symptoms, true Ascension Symptoms, there's a lot of ringing in the ear. Why is that? That's a frequency shift. So if the planet is resonating on a certain frequency and yours is raising, and you hear that high-pitched, and I'm not talking about tinnitus or whatever that is, where it's a condition. I'm talking about when you hear some high pitch, that high pitch that you get in your ear, and you've never had it before, and then it goes away. That is a blatant symptom of your energy field shifting. All right, so now people can tune into this stuff even if they're not ascending, just because it's going on around out there. But when you personally experience it, heart palpitations can be one, even high blood pressure for whatever reason. It's your body's now readjusting to a higher frequency, and it's stressful. It's stressful because it's now having to shift out of this density, and so you're going to experience some things like that. Sleep patterns are screwed up. Now, I want to share something with you. Who said we have to sleep 8 hours, and then so we go to bed and we're like, I can't go to sleep? Then don't. So get up. Now, lack of sleep is not good, but if you're getting sleep and you get nice sound sleep, sleep when that works for you. And if you have to take naps, Edgar Cayce believed in that. He thought we never had to sleep more than 2 to 4 hours a day, that we could work and then take an hour to 2 hour nap. That's what I do, all right? And so sometimes when I sleep, it gets screwed up. That's not a good thing. But I want you to know that that's going to switch, so stop listening to what you're supposed to be doing out there and ask yourself, what does your body need? what does your body desire right now? And so maybe I don't want to eat that whatever it is anymore, or I don't want to eat milk, drink milk or whatever. I'm totally off of all that stuff, have been for quite some time. So there are healthy alternatives for you for anything. If you have any kind of aches or pains, I want you to go and ask yourself first if the diet that you have is not consistent with the frequency that you're striving to reach. In other words, if you are striving to awaken and now you're starting to get some illnesses, your body's telling you that you're still doing things over here that don't match what you're trying to achieve. So you have to change those. I highly recommend that go for long walks, go in nature a lot, especially now that we don't have as much pollution. Sit and meditate is going to be huge. And there's going to be all kinds of things that you're going to experience that may be very uncomfortable. But I promise you this, that you should never feel sick or have, feel like you have some serious stuff going on. That to me sounds like an illness. So the electrical charges that go through your body, that is a blatant one, because that's not an illness. That's just the frequency flowing through you, and that's your DNA is shifting. This is a fact. They've studied this. Our DNA is changing, and everything else is. So you may be experiencing a higher frequency shift. So you'll get these like electrical energy charges. The electromagnetic field in you is going to be like buzzing. I had that for years. I haven't had it in a while now. I think I went there and it was really powerful and went on for quite a while. Stopped for a little while. I had some like a year ago or so, and it's completely stopped because I think I've hit this level where I think my body has adjusted and again gone mostly, I don't know. Now I shouldn't say vegan, but I'm eating vegan right now, and then occasionally I'll have like an egg. So pain and illness, most likely your message that you need to clean up some things. And it doesn't mean you're not ascending. It means that there's some things that don't match with you going into a level where the miracle mindset kicks in, where you're not even going into that space of illness at all. All right? Okay, anybody who's having pain in your foot, your ankle, knee, hips, is most likely a message that you're heading in the wrong direction. Any back pain is usually the message that the core of your life is unstable. There's something about the foundation. It could be work or relationships, how you think about yourself. All of that is definitely back issues. Shoulders, the weight of the world. I used to get a pain in my shoulder. I haven't had that pain in ages. Why? I quit my investment banking career. I haven't done anything different, and it completely went away. And that is the weight of the world on your shoulders, right? So, everything, when you think about what your body does, it is totally a reflection of your thoughts and your beliefs, and what's going on is internalized. I hope this was helpful. I want you to understand that all these frequencies are going to really affect all of us in a lot of ways. You could be totally awaken and experience some of the things that go on there out here in the material world physically with the frequencies and all this stuff happening. We're still in a dense body, so it's going to affect us. And there'll be a point where some people just leave. They're just not suited. The two are a disconnect, and they're not suited, and they go. And if you've ever heard of the rainbow body, that's when you're pretty much a human being, not functioning in your body at all. It's sort of bizarre, but we'll talk about that another day. I hope this was helpful because a lot of you are really fascinated about this, but I think most of you are naming illnesses as ascension when in fact you need to take care of some things. So let's do that first. It doesn't mean you're not awakening. It doesn't mean you're not ascending and going into these higher frequencies. It means that there's some other things that need to be cleaned up. Take care of it now. If you want to go into my shift into a new earth, then the new earth masterclass, you can go down here. There might be a discount code, I don't know. And also any of my classes, the Miracle Shift into Miracles is a really good class for you to shift into that higher frequency. How do we go into that? What is it? It's a 3-hour masterclass. A course is coming out for you. I'm excited. And of course, I've got all kinds of good stuff down there. This is my free workshop for people looking for skills to start taking control of your life when it comes to your money. Stop handing your power over to everybody. All right, we hand our power over to, you know, the financial systems, our employers, 401ks, all this stuff. We hand everything over. We wonder why we're unhappy. It's time to take charge. If you want to learn some skills, this is not easy stuff, by the way, but this workshop is free, and the information, and there's a really cool webinar that's free if you want to check it out. If not, I've got tools. Many beautiful spiritual teachers out there have amazing tools. You know what resonates with your heart, and you have to go with that person. You know what? Somebody else doesn't have to be wrong for somebody to be right. Just remember that, okay? You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Please subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to be reminded of my videos coming out, and please share these. My goal is to reach 1 million subscribers so that I can put the positive tools and thoughts into people's heads who choose that and may be ready for some things that I say. It's all a choice. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.